Nice to see a familiar face. Glad to have you back, partner. Welcome to Madden NFL 24. Before you hit the field, take a peek at your options from last year. Change up what you need to, or just stick with what worked last year. And down the road, if something don't feel quite right, you can always change things around in settings later. Accessibility settings. Accessibility settings. This will enable a timing component for guaranteed accuracy on bullet passes. And you control the placement of the pass within a target area with precise control over the pass's strength.
Lights on, Chinese throw the chicken, need a wipe to throw the rice on. Pull up double park with all the ice on. Pick 'em like.
This will enable a timing component for guaranteed accuracy on bullet passes. And you control the placement of the pass within a target area with precise control over the pass's strength.
Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Captain's armband, I'm making key plays. When I'm doing shows, gotta get all prepaid. What you, I'm on it, break, no side, know about these ways. my skin fade marinate. We gotta toast up, celebrate. Everyone scream next up, but I'm the #1 candidate. Starboy excellence. Them other guys irrelevant. They all.
Welcome to week 1 of the NFL preseason, where the rookies of today hope to become the stars of tomorrow. It's the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers. All that and more coming up next.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. Today it's a preseason matchup as it'll be the New York Jets taking on the Carolina Panthers. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and we finally made it, partner, through the winter, through the spring, now into the summer, and football finally back.
And during that time off, we all cherish our vacation time, but admit it, you're the same as me. When you were working out, when you were doing things, you thought about football, didn't you? And you couldn't wait to be back up here again.
Charles and I have been looking forward to this one all week, and off we go from uptown Charlotte. Taken at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The new-look Jets ready to go on offense, and it is the veteran Aaron Rodgers at quarterback.
After years of flirting with the idea, the 4-time MVP finally found his way out of Green Bay this offseason, guiding himself to the Jets. We know he's already a Hall of Fame lock, but this is a chance to add one more crowning achievement to his resume.
Now the second-year man back from injury. It's Breece Hall. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they can be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. Well, that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. Gonna look deep for Wilson. This is caught inside the 15. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 54 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. They'll run with Hall. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be second and goal now.
That's good hard running right there on first and goal. That gets them down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Hall again. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Breece Hall taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Jets will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
Well, just about an ideal start to this one offensively, because on the road, you want to make sure you quiet the home crowd early. And how do they do it? Nice march to start things off. Let the run game find its footing early. That drive certainly checked a lot of boxes, and they finished it off with a touchdown run.
Now Greg Zuerlein on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. So the drive there, 5 plays, 80 yards. And it was capped off by a Breece Hall touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. So here the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
Bryce Young, the quarterback out of Alabama with a Heisman Trophy in his hip pocket, is the new face of Carolina football. 80 touchdowns, just 12 picks in his college career for the Crimson Tide. He may be a little small in terms of size, but potential, massive.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37.
That run right there was an offensive line coach's dream, wasn't it? Guys picked up all of their assignments, created a nice gap for the running back to get through, pick up 7 yards. Yeah, he's probably chortling on the headset right now, saying, we got it going, boys. Let's keep it going.
A throw over the middle, taken in. It's a Carolina first down on a gain of 16.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 42-yard line, here's a 2nd and 5.
Shovel 38.
Young to throw it. Flush to his right. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. All that gets him is just a yard, and now it's 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they're avoiding giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. So the 4th down conversion has him inside the 40 now, 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Sanders. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Young on 3rd down. They're trying to find Chark, but it's intercepted. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to have it here at their own 15. First week of the preseason, probably not the pass, the impression that the rookie wants to leave right there.
Yeah, no probably about it, because that's not what you want to do to try and impress your new coaching staff, try to impress your locker room, and most importantly, yourself. Probably spent all night last night saying, don't throw an interception early. Make sure you take care of the football. But now he's got it out of the way. Hopefully he can just settle in and move on.
The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says that the slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch? Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Jets with the football here to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now Michael Carter, who played nearby in college in Chapel Hill. Ooh, with a juke. There he goes, right side. wide, down the right sideline, and down to the 19-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 42 yards. Well, hello. I mean, it took him a while to get him a rep, but that's quite an introduction to this game.
And not just hello. How about goodbye to the defense as he went past him? Big-time run on his first carry of the game.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. They'll go again with Carter. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Carter scampering home from 19 yards out. And the Jets go up by 2 touchdowns.
The full team is involved in this game early, aren't they? Go down the field, score on offense, take the ball away on defense, and go right back and score again. You got to like the way that's working for them.
That's exactly right. Touchdown, turnover, touchdown, 2-score lead. A little bit like you at breakfast this morning. I got to get this in. You had a perfect omelet, dropped it, so a little bit of a turnover. You went right back, though, and got that omelet and crushed it.
You got to do what you got to do, man. You got to do what you got to do.
A little worried about your hands, though.
Yeah.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
And Dalton to throw. That'll be caught by his tight end, Ian Thomas. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker.
They'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Jermaine Johnson, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. But when you're down a couple of scores like this, CD, you can't afford too many plays that go in the wrong direction like that one.
Yeah, when you take a good look at it broadly, sacks are better than giving up an interception. But where they are on the scoreboard, they've got to get rid of all of that and just create positive plays for themselves in order to have a chance.
Dalton. Now the pressure gets to him again. The 330-pounder Al Woods brings the boom on the sack. Well, you're already up a couple of scores here in the first half defensively, and Charles, they just seem to be playing really free on that side of the football.
I love the observation because with that type of a lead, they feel like they can take a few more chances and be even more aggressive, and it's been paying off for them so far this game.
Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on fourth down. Carolina punt team out there led by Johnny Hecker. On the return comes Cobb. A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return. And the Jets will take over first and 10. And New York set to take the field. It has been about as perfect of as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
They're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just now supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Another run on second down with Carter. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. It's a pickup of 3, and we have now arrived at the 2-minute warning. The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. A first throw for the backup, Wilson. That's a screen play here for Carter. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. And a fake here. Direct snap to the up man. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. And they'll run on first down with Hubbard. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. They go backwards there 2 yards, and second and 1 is now third and 3.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
They look to throw on third with Dalton. And this is going to be incomplete.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. And he's not even going to come close to picking up the first. They stop him right at the line of scrimmage. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long. That's caught inside the 20. A big play there just before halftime. 46 yards.
This offense is looking very comfortable here in this first half. Very relaxed, very smooth, very efficient. No wasted motions. Things are definitely going their way, and they continue to move the ball downfield.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Wilson going to give to Carter on the draw. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a second and 1.
Brings up second and 1.
Okay, ready?
So we have reached halftime in our first preseason. Well, we all missed football in the offseason, but apparently not everybody missed halftime. We skip right over it. We get back to the action. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. Probably not likely to see many starters in the second half as we get back at it underway in this preseason opener. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll drop that down to Hubbard. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that. Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Now Cobb to return. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And the Jets will take over. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. Now Carter to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
Ball on the 40 now. Here's 2nd and a yard. Play action. It's Wilson. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
And that's one of the few things that has not gone right for this offense so far. They've had their share of big plays. That was nearly another. But somehow, he just couldn't squeeze it.
They'll run with Carter. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 82 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. On 1st down, right back to Carter. Down the sideline he goes. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 43 yards. So you got the lead here in the 2nd half. Obviously, you love big runs like that at any time. Here, you really like them.
And how about the confidence that's being exhibited by that offense now? They don't care what you're lining up doing on the defensive side. They want the big fella to carry the football and carry it often.
So now, following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. Another tote for Carter. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling.
And he's going to take it in for a Jets touchdown. Michael Carter, ready for the regular season with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Jets have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. So the toss play effective, even down here near the goal line.
Yeah, and you're hoping the defense commits too many men to stop the run in the middle of the field and that your blockers can gain a little bit of an advantage. And when they do, foot race to the pylon, and this time, he had the speed to win that race.
Now Zerline on and the extra point. And it is now 21-0. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it was Michael Carter who finished it all off with a touchdown run. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now we get a look at their most recent draft class, and you need to get real familiar with some of these names here because this front office thinks that these are going to be guys that have an impact for them on Sundays for years to come.
I think you're exactly right about that, and what I know about this group.
And the Jets pressure too much as down he goes.
Jermaine Johnson
able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Andy Dalton.
Looking underneath and finding Hubbard.
And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the 1st down. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is brought in at the 21. 43 yards on the punt. 7-yard return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Running back Michael Carter returning to the field with the rest of this offense. 5 carries on the previous series, and the 5th one, the 1-yard punch into the end zone.
Yeah, he showed the muscle, didn't he? He showed that getting into the end zone. You know what I think he'd like on this next series?
Another one?
Another 5 or more carries like that. Continue to chew things up, but I bet he'd like a nice long run into the end zone to show off the rest of his talents.
Yeah, I'd like that. I also like, by the way, when you're demonstrating things like you were saying, he showed off the muscle. You're actually up here flexing.
Yeah, I was flexing. I'm just glad that people can't see that there's not much flex there.
Oh, come on. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd down, Wilson.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
A give up the middle to Carter.
And this won't do it. He needed 6. He only got halfway there.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And look at this, another fake, and he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And that will force a turnover on downs.
After a play like that, there should be congratulations all the way around, I think, because if you can stop a big fullback like that, that's not easily done.
Yeah, he does not go down easily, you're right, but he did there. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack.
Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends. And we're back now in Charlotte. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. 2nd down, Dalton. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. The Panthers on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. It's caught on the right side at Smith. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left and tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. And now off to the races down the right side. And he brings this one back. It's a pick-6 and a Jet touchdown. Little choice, Charles, but to go for it right there, and that pick-6 will be the icing on the cake.
Yeah, you don't know how many more possessions you're going to get, so really, you're almost at the point of no option. Have to go for it. Bottom line, though, is Defenders know that as well. They know you've got to throw the football. Had the right defense called, it will make a nice play on the ball, and that's all she wrote.
Zerline now for the PAT. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And certainly this, not the performance that they were hoping for to begin the exhibition season, but still plenty to watch for in this fourth quarter. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Marshall. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Big fourth down here. It's Dalton. And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with the football. And the Panthers turned away on fourth down. And it'll be a turnover on downs. On 1st and 10, it's Carter. 149 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Another run on second down with Carter. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Michael Carter, 31 yards. And the Jets have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the fourth. Well, they mentioned this week, Charles, they had a couple kinks on offense that they wanted to fix. I would say they're pretty well fixed.
There's no doubt about that. I mean, just about everything they've run has been successful in this one. And if I'm the defensive coordinator, I'm done with this, right? I have no answers for anything. In fact, I'd probably send a note to the clock operator. Let it run.
Zerline good with a PAT. And that makes this 35-0 now. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
But when this game is done, the credit will go to the consistent pressure on the quarterback as a huge cause of this win. Most teams are happy if they get a few of these games per year. You know they're going to watch this tape over and over.
And he's going to go down again. Al Woods able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front seven today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. Getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Well, following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They lead big. Quite the kickoff, really, to this exhibition schedule as they start once more with a 1st and 10. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 40. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Boy, you hate to see this before the regular season even begins. And we'll take a break and come back. More preseason action in a moment. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Carter once more. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. Man, 220 yards rushing for him now on 17 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And they're going option play on 3rd down. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you've got to do it in your own backfield, I can sit.
And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. Pass complete. Now race for the marker. The fake field goal catches everyone by surprise. And the Jets add another 6 points to what's going to be a blowout victory. And the fake field goal works to perfection. You don't see it often, and they caught him by surprise.
And how about the guts to call it in that situation? Think you're going to get an easy 3? Instead, you turn it into 6.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So that drives 7 plays in length. And all of that was capped off by a Jeremy Ruckert touchdown catch. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mentioned in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
So it's a victory here for the New York Jets. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped.
I've been going hard from the night into the daylight, telling them all they